This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, May 16th, in the year 1976, it was America's 200th birthday. But a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. Cutastrophe? Well, maybe. So anyway, the tale of the 1976 Stanley Cup happened as the culmination of the 1976 Stanley Cup playoffs. So let's give you some context here. 12 teams got to qualify for the playoffs based on their points. No, divisions didn't really count, except for maybe if there was a tie or something. So here's the thing, though, too. Based on points, Montreal, Philly, Boston, and Buffalo got first-round byes. No, sorry. The 4 division winners got to go to the quarterfinals. Montreal won the Norris, Philadelphia won the Patrick, Boston won the Adams, and the Chicago Blackhawks won the Smythe. Despite the fact they only had 82 points and were 10th, the Smythe division was kind of crappy. So, Buffalo, even though that they had 105 points, 23 more than those Blackhawks, had to go through the preliminary round. The preliminary round was easy. All 4 higher seeded teams, Buffalo, Islanders, Toronto, and Los Angeles, won their matchups. Although Toronto and Buffalo had to go through a game 3 in the best of 3. Then the quarterfinals, semis, and finals, best of 7. Montreal swept Chicago's side 4-0. The Islanders shocked Buffalo to get to the semifinals, kind of like what they did in 1975. The Flyers had to take down the Leafs. Well, it were the Leafs. But the funny thing was, the Leafs held them to 7 games. Flyers had to win Game 7 on home turf to take down the Leafs. And Boston had a tough time with Los Angeles, only winning in 7 games. Montreal would then take on the Islanders when everything was reseeded and beat them in 5. The Flyers would take 5 games to take care of the Bruins. So that's what you got. You got Montreal and you got Philadelphia. It was a huge matchup. For everybody. You got the 2-time defending champion Philadelphia Flyers against the team that was a dynasty way back in the day, but a decent team in the 1970s, the Montreal Canadiens. So the Habs and Flyers would face off in Game 1 on May 9th at the Forum. The Flyers actually had a 2-0 lead on goals by Reggie Leach and Ross Lonsberry. Montreal tied it on goals by Jimmy Roberts, not the NBC Towns commentator, and Larry Robinson. Kitchener! The Flyers did take a 3-2 lead on a goal by Larry Goodenow, Bob's brother. Bob Goodenow's brother. Third period, Chuck Lemaire and Guy Pointu Lapointe scored, and the Flyers survived Philadelphia. Game 2 saw the Habs win 2-1 thanks to Chuck Lemaire and Guy Lafleur's goals. Well, Dave the Hammer Schultz, who was known for his fist more than his scoring prowess, actually scored the Flyers' only goal. Now, Game 2 was huge because this was the game in which Larry Robinson put Gary Dornhofer into the board so hard at the Montreal Forum that it dented, and it took 15 minutes for the officials, for the crew to actually put the boards back in place. And that was basically the TSN turning point of the Habs' 1976 season. Now, also to note, Montreal had Ken Dryden in net. Philadelphia had Wayne Stevenson, but you'd be thinking, Wayne Stevenson, isn't it Bernie Perron? It was, but Perron suffered a massive injury, and the Flyers had to go with Wayne Stevenson in net. I feel so bad for the Flyers. No Bernie Perron, no way. And Perron was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner in 74 and 75. The Flyers knew they were okay. And they knew that they were going back home and they would have God Bless America by Kate Smith played over the loudspeakers. So they knew that it would be huge. So they did God Bless America, and it worked. They scored 2 goals in the first period by Reggie Leach, his 17th and 18th of the postseason. Steve Shutt scored for Montreal in the first period. In the second period, another power play goal to make it 2-2. But in the third period, Pierre Bouchard, who I don't know what he used to do. Something. I don't know what Pierre Bouchard did, if he was an agent near. But anyway, he scored to make it 3-2. And Montreal won the game. So game 4 happened, and Philadelphia decided they needed Kate Smith live. So she did God Bless America live. And the Flyers were 36-3-1 when she did it live. So you got to go with what you got. Of course, the Flyers would have to do what the 75 Islanders did to the Penguins and come back from 3-0 down. Yeah, that was possible. Reggie Leach put up a goal 40 seconds into the first period of the game, May 16th, and that was number 19, which is amazing. It's still the most goals in one playoff year ever. You may think Ovechkin or Crosby or even Gretzky has that mark. No, they don't even have that mark. It's Reggie Leach and Gary Curry in 1985. But the Flyers were in trouble as Steve Shutt scored on the power play to make it 1-1. And then Pierre Bouchard. What is with this guy? Pierre Bouchard. So Pierre Bouchard played for the Habs. He played 595 NHL games. He even played a few years with Washington. So yeah, so Pierre Bouchard was, I guess, the number 5 or 6 defenseman in Montreal's system, making it 2-1. Bill Barber scored on the power play to make it 2-2. In the second period, Andre Moose Dupont made it 3-2 for the Flyers. Now, a lot of people say Moose Dupont scored the biggest goal in Flyers history with that Game 6 winner against the Bruins in the 74 Stanley Cup Final. Unfortunately, it was later changed to Rick McLeish because McLeish tipped it. Dupont did score an overtime goal to sink the Leafs. I think it was 76. Can't remember. Anyway, it was 3-2. But, again, the Flyers could not get out of the penalty box for shit. And Yvonne Roadrunner Courvoisier made it 3-2. Made it 3-all. In the third period, within a minute, Guy Lafleur and Peter Mahovlich scored to make it 5-3 in the Flyers. The two Doug Jams were killed in the final by Montreal. Montreal had some very good players and all that. It was amazing. Yvonne Courvoisier got the cup from NHL President Clarence Campbell, and they did it. If you read Ken Dryden's book, The Game in 1983, when it came out in 1983, you know that he devoted a chapter to the Flyers Habs thing, and he basically said that on the flight home to Montreal from Philadelphia, the Montreal players sang God Bless America over and over again, doing it. Just trolling the Flyers. So anyway, the following Habs players. So we will remember the 1976 Stanley Cup champions. Doug Risebrough, Kitchener, Peter Mahovlich, Doug Jarvis, who the Leafs stupidly decided to trade to Montreal after drafting the guy. Jacques Lemaire, Jimmy Roberts, again, not that one, Guy Lafleur, Yvon Lombard, Yvonne Courvoisier, Mario Tremblay, Spit, Murray Wilson, Steve Shutt, Bobby Gainey, Bill Nyrup, Guy Lapointe, Serge Savard, Larry Robinson, Pierre Bouchard, and Rick Chartrand. Although there were a couple of players who could have been on the cup but were left off the cup. John Van Boxmeer and Don Awrey. The goalies were Ken Dryden and Bunny LaRock. So, yeah. Well, Awrey and Van Boxmeer never played it in the playoffs, so that means they could do it. But anyway. But the big thing is Rick Chartrand was the first South American-born player to win the Stanley Cup because Chartrand was born in Venezuela to American expatriates. So Chartrand was technically born in South America, and he got the Stanley Cup. That's kind of nice for that continent. After all, I mean, hockey definitely isn't big in South America. Not even like field hockey, but you know, it is what it is. And the 1976 Habs would use that momentum to win not one, Not 2, but 3 more Stanley Cups after that. So they won 76, 77, 78, 79. 4 straight Stanley Cups, a dynasty again. And of course, after that 76 season, people would not have realized how good Montreal would be. The next season, only losing 8 out of 80 games. Proof positive. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.